Ya estoy, perdón. Hola Gats. Gracias por el Urki Sensei. No sé a qué te refieres, Sonic Breath. Estoy contando, solo hay 49 sonidos. ¿Qué hablas? Es una única canción, no hay más. No te entiendo. No sé a qué te refieres. Buenas tardes. Bueno, aquí estamos. A continuar con el Horizon. Estaba haciendo misiones ahora mientras tanto. De las secundarias. Ponía que la música era de 50 Sounds. Y así es como se llama la página. Se me ocurrió un chiste tonto. Ah, vale, ya te he entendido. Vale, ya te he entendido. Bueno, oye. ¿Qué se le va a hacer? Me acaban de dar un arco. Y no sé cuál es. Este. Este solo hace daño. Este solo hace pupis. Ahí se queda. Gracias por tu paciencia. Nada, tranquilo. Ya he entendido a qué te referías. Me había quedado pilladísima. Digo yo, pero ¿de qué habla? Si yo solo tengo una canción, ¿a qué se refiere? Pero nada, no pasa nada. Es bueno. Es bueno. En fin, vamos a continuar con el Horizon. Vamos a entregar a Demeter. Aunque antes de entregar a Demeter vamos a hablar con todo el mundo. Porque hay un montón de conversaciones sin hacer. Vamos allá. No saltes, Aloy, no saltes. Hice algo.
Oh, looks like I can open that door now.
Parece que ya puedo abrir esa puerta. ¿Qué puerta? ¿Esta? ¿Es esta puerta la que dices? No. Esta es mi habitación, ¿no? Esta es mi habitación. No se refiere a esta puerta. A ver, elijo. Cada vez que vengo a la base es un sitio nuevo. A ver, esta puerta ya sabemos cuál es. Hemos entrado por ahí.
There's a lot of equipment in here. Gaia, what was all this for?
This room was designed for management of the facility's vast seed banks. From here, control center operatives would have monitored new crop rotations into the automated farmlands, now known as Plainsong.
I see.
¿Y esto qué hace?
According to this console, there are still thousands of plant samples stored deep below the facility. I could ask Gaia about them the next time I talk to
Pero
her.
eso es bueno, ¿no? Tenemos un banco de semillas por si acaso. Eso es bueno.
It's a little loud, Aaron.
Looks like some of the holograms are working now.
I have repurposed the displays to track Regala's activity in the region.
A useful warm-up.
Ah, amigo. Vale. Vamos a hablar con este señor. Buenas, Costello.
You busy?
Gracias por el
One
Urkir
must
Candy.
never be idle when at war. But there is always time to speak to one's commander.
Oh, that's not really how I see myself.
It is how we see you.
Porque tengo información de los Tenak. Sale todo en gris.
What did Chief Akaro say when you told him he'd be joining?
You spilt rebel blood at the Grove and helped reunite the clans.
Well,
Vale, esto
Indeed.
ya lo habíamos oído. Vale, eso ya lo habíamos oído. Ok. ¿El anterior las tenía? Sí, el anterior también tenía
you said you
opciones de
were training
diálogo.
with the Focus?
Básicamente
That's right.
es
I've been
pasa la
watching
información
holograms
esencial
of
que
your
quieras
first
saber
fight with the Zenith
o
Spectres. They are
te
faster
interesas
and
en
more
el
agile
lore del mundo.
than any machines I've
básicamente.
faced before.
Te
How many
aportan
do the
más
Zeniths
información.
have?
I'm not sure. Probably a lot.
I would not wish to face them en masse.
I'm with you there. Must be
Es
strange.
básicamente, pues en este
Seeing
caso, para
everything through
conocer más a los
focus now.
personajes,
I can
sus
see
tribus,
machines like
su
never
forma de
before.
pensar. Puedes ignorarlo,
Their
puedes
strengths
no hablar
and
con ellos
weaknesses simply
y puedes tirar
reveal
a lo
themselves
esencial
to
y ya
me.
está.
To think that such a tiny object might be the most powerful weapon I've ever
Alicats,
possessed.
¿qué tal?
What do you think of this place? It must take some getting used to.
It's an efficient center of operations and an acceptable training facility. Though it could use some more
Muriendo al DBT.
color.
El DBT.
Duly noted. Anything interesting happen while I was away?
I found an acceptable place to practice with my blade.
Oh, and where's that?
Outside, above the base. There's a nest of sunwings that are always up for a fight.
Ever thought of sparring with something that's not trying to kill you?
That would defeat the purpose of the training.
Tienes razón. Es la mejor forma
Getting
de
ether
entrenar.
out of the grove made for quite a spectacle.
One that showed the entire tribe that Hikaru's mission for peace is the correct path. For it is now blessed by the Ten themselves.
¿Ya? No.
Anything else you've been
Vamos a
looking
estar
at with
aquí un
that
buen
focus?
rato.
Gaia showed me the knowledge you recovered out in the desert. I am no chaplain, but I'd be curious to test if something I read is true.
What is it?
The old ones believed one could hear the great waters, even in the middle of the desert, if you carried the carcass of a water animal with you. They called them seashells.
That sounds kind of gross.
Vale, eso ya está.
I heard my friend Talana came by the base. Did you get a chance to meet her?
Briefly. A bold woman going into Tanakh territory with that Karja armor of hers. She'll be lucky if my people don't shoot her on sight.
She'll be careful. She's just looking for someone who might need her help.
Whoever it is, they better be worth dying for.
Have you had a chance to speak with Varl?
Briefly. He fought well against Regala's troops at Barren
Gonzalo
Light.
es un hombre de
Are
pocas
all
palabras.
Nora as skilled as the two of you?
I'm not exactly one of them. But anyway,
Sigue sin
The Nora can
aceptar
hold
que es
their
una
own.
Nora, ¿eh?
they managed to push the Karja from their lands.
I thought my tribe was the only one to have done that. Impressive.
Does it still hurt?
It comes and goes. I try not to think about it, but its absence is always present for me. It's difficult to explain.
I can't claim to understand. Only empathize.
Then you have my thanks.
Have you spoken with Erend at all?
I've had little chance to. I did see him bring some ale from out east.
That stuff's as bitter as self-brush.
You get used to it, eventually. In fact,
Nos está ofreciendo un
I
trago.
wouldn't mind a drink myself.
I'm sure Erend wouldn't mind sharing. What have you been up to?
Varl has asked to learn the differences between my people's clans, so I've been teaching him Tanakh history. It is heavy with blood and death, but also with honorable deeds and vanquished tyrants. Maybe you'd like to hear about it as well, when our mission is done.
I'd be honored.
Ya, venga, ya. Con este
I'll let you get
estamos.
back to your training.
And
Venga.
so will I.
Esto es como en el Mass Effect, tío. Tienes nuevos vocabularios con tus compañeros de equipo cada vez que haces algo, pero en el Mass Effect era más sencillo porque bajabas al planeta, hacías la misión, subías y hablabas con ellos. Y no se te hacía tan pesado. Aquí, como estás haciendo lo que te da la gana entre que sales y vuelves, te acumulan las conversaciones. Pero, bueno, not bad. Han puesto flores en el baño, maravilloso. Tenemos una misión secundaria.
I wonder what it's like being in space.
It sounds very lonely.
Ta, ta.
Ah, this
¿Esto
data
qué
looks
es? El alijo,
fun.
¿no? Esta habitación es de Barley. La otra. Esto es lo de...
Where'd Katalo go?
Vamos a hablar con él, Aloy, por favor. Lo de la fabricación, no sé si puedo arreglar algo. Ay, mira, sí puedo. ¡Oh! ¡Oh, Dios mío! Podemos atrapar un hipopótamo. Quiero un triceratops. Cuernos. 3 cuernos para los triceratops. Vamos a crear una tarea para tenerla yo por ahí. Vale. La salida. ¿Por qué me marcas la salida? Ya no me marcas la salida. La otra tía que está por aquí escaleras abajo. Vale. A ver. Uy. Ha puesto el juego aquí.
Looks like you got what you wanted.
Yeah. It's almost time to go after Hephaestus.
Finally, we get to rock and roll.
Yeah, at least that's how the old one said it, I think.
Podemos jugar con él al minijuego del juego. Vale, chachi. Ya lo haré.
What are you working on with your focus?
I'm still figuring out how to read stuff on this thing. Those two lovebirds over there have been giving me a hand. But to be honest, all the little symbols, they give me a headache. But I'll get up to speed. I promise.
So, you've been sifting through loads of data?
Yeah, it's interesting. There's lots of words. I thought maybe I could try finding things with more, pictures in it. Not much luck there, but I did find out about these holofilms. Like images put together to tell a story. They were made to look like they were the real thing. The Oseram-like shows. I bet they pay a lot of shards for those hollows.
Ya está pensando en el dinero.
Seems like you're getting a hang of this data thing.
Yeah, it's been helpful. When I can make sense of anything. I did find the old ones enjoyed a good brew like the rest of us. Only they let machines serve the stuff in bars. They even let the damn things cut you off before you saw the underside of a table. And that's half the fun. You won't see me letting a robot serve me a pitcher anytime soon.
It sounds like you're getting used to that focus.
Well, I can hit machines in their weak points. I guess that's something. I wish all the other data was as easy to deal with. To be honest, it's hard to understand half of what's on there.
Pobrecito.
And then the other half reminds me, this isn't a fight you can win by just waving a hammer. Which is kind of what I do. But hey, that just means I gotta study harder. Make myself useful.
¡Ojo!
Just give it time.
Muchísimas gracias por esa raid, Ricandi. ¿Qué tal? ¿Cómo te han ido los
What you reading
vaqueritos?
next?
I saw a guy
Porque
added
un
something to the
apoyito, porque creo que no
archives
tengo
about
ningún mod
metal
por aquí.
rods being used to harness lightning during storms. Guy reminded me of a cousin of mine. Thought he could trap lightning if he covered himself in Stormbird plates.
Ahí
Went up the
estamos.
tallest mountain in the claim to prove
¿Qué
it.
tal? ¿Cómo ha ido?
It ended like a lot of
Gatet.
Oseram
Mira,
things do.
justo ha venido Gatet contigo,
With a
parece
spark
ser.
and a
¡Tarde!
boom.
Ya lo soy yo. ¡Tarde! ¿Qué tal los vaqueritos, Ricandi? ¿Cómo han ido?
What else have you been studying with your focus?
Yeah, I've been looking into this Vegas place you found.
Bienvenidísimos todos los que
Gaia
venís
showed
con
us
Ricandi.
everything that
No,
happened
acabo
when
de
you
llegar.
went to get that
F.
Poseidon thing. I mean, this Moreland guy seems pretty
Me voy
smart.
que no me quiero spoilear,
Though,
adiós. Ajá.
risking the
Vale, y-
Tanakh clan lands for a light show is
Limpia la
a
can, está borrosa,
bold
no está
move.
borrosa. Es que es una can de mierda
Maybe I
porque la
should
otra no
check up on them
funciona.
at some point. Just in case.
Right.
Y me quita el enfoque porque patata.
Did you speak with Beta at all?
She didn't really wake up till we brought her here. And when she did, I thought it'd be better if Zoe and Varl took care of her.
Ya está.
No use crowding someone when they're in a state.
How are things going around here?
Veo que está.
Hey, you tell me. Varl's new girlfriend tried to kill me earlier.
What did you do?
I made one joke about how they, eat grass a lot. How does anyone fight with nothing but tree leaves in their stomach anyway?
From the looks of it, the Utaru.
Yeah, well, I wasn't expecting her to be that fast.
Just try not to get hurt. I see someone's been playing Strike.
I'm just trying to get some practice in. Helps take my mind off things.
You should try playing Catalo. It's a Tanakh game. Maybe you'll learn something.
Oh, sure, Tanakh. Sure he won't try and kill me if I win?
Pretty sure. Do I smell ale?
I brought some over from Chain Scrape. With everything that's been going on, I thought we could all use a drink. Besides, there is nothing that brings people together like a good brew. That's what my sister always said, anyways. You're more than welcome to have some.
Maybe another time. Anything happen I should know about?
Zoe asked us to help her bring more plants in here. Not for eating, apparently. Yeah, if you ask me, the place is fine as it is. You know, metal might be plain, but it's sturdy. Nothing wrong with that. Who needs a bunch of vegetation?
Vale, hemos terminado
I
con
should
Eren.
get going.
Say hi to Gaia for me.
Ella quiere una misión secundaria. Me caes bien, pero a veces eres muy pesada. A ver, ¿tú qué?
Aloy, is that what I think it is?
Just need to merge it with Gaia, and she'll have enough power to handle Hephaestus.
Good news. So, what can I do for you?
Pues la llevamos a Demeter en la pantorrilla.
You brought up Rost before. I do think about
Hola, y
it.
se abre.
You know, he was all I had. And he brought me up the best he could. Not only that, when Hades discovered who I was and sent the eclipse after me, he sacrificed himself so I could survive. But that seems like ages ago. So much has happened since. What I'm doing now, I don't think he could even begin to understand it. The sacred lands were all he really knew. So I can't let myself dwell on him. Not with everything I have to do.
I understand. Sometimes, when I think about my sister, about what she would have become if she had survived the proving, it hurts. And I just need to bury it for a while. But only for a while, Aloy. You can't ignore it forever. Memories always come back. The ones that matter, anyway.
I know. But for now, the mission has to come first.
Fair enough.
No me mires con esa cara de cordero degollado cuando te has liado con la otra.
It's
Has
hard to
dejado la
believe we're
friendzone
dealing
muy
with the
fuerte.
original Zeniths. The same ones that left for Sirius 1,000 years ago.
To live on for so long, it doesn't seem natural.
Because it's not.
That weapon we found where Beta was hiding, any chance we can use that against them?
Sylens made sure that wasn't an option.
Why would he build something to hurt Far's Zenith, yet allow them to capture you?
With Sylens, there's always an angle. We just don't know what it is yet. What do you make of this Tilda the Beta was talking about?
Well, the way she described it, I can't shake off the feeling that Tilda wanted something from Beta. Maybe because she's Elizabeth Sobek's clone?
Sí, eso parece.
But whatever she wanted, I don't think she got it. If we knew what it was, maybe we could use it to our advantage somehow.
I don't know. I don't think Tilda and Elizabeth were on the best of terms.
Oh well. At least we can take some comfort in knowing the Zeniths don't trust each other.
Sí, correcto.
Maybe. It's good to see you and Zoe enjoying yourselves.
We're learning a lot. I've actually been looking through the data to find ideas for a
Eso,
gift.
restriégame
and to
tu
thank her
relación
for
por la
helping me
cara.
study the glyphs. Something from the old world that she's never seen before. Instead, I found out they gave each other stuffed animals. If you ask me, stuffing a dead animal with anything, really, doesn't sound like a good time for anybody.
Maybe Gaia can help you find something else. How's training?
Discovering something new about our past every day. When we first met, you asked me if I ever wondered what this world looked like when the old ones lived here. I thought it was strange at the time, but a lot has changed since I left the Embrace. Now I'm just trying to make sense of everything I thought I knew, and versus everything I know now.
The change is hard, but it gets easier over time. I hope Zoe's not upset I'm distracting you from your training.
Yeah, I don't think you have to worry about that.
What do you mean? What happened?
Zoe's been trying to find a way to fix her tribe's land gods. And I suggested that maybe when Gaia's restored, she could just make new ones.
Well, once we get Hephaestus, that's definitely a possibility.
That's what I said. But I guess there was something about my tone she didn't like. She got pretty raw. Said I didn't understand the way her tribe feels about those machines.
¿Habéis cortado?
Which is
¿Habéis
true,
cortado?
of course. And the last thing I'd ever want to do is dismiss their traditions. But I was trying to look at things differently. More like you know? To see a machine as just a machine.
Yeah, I guess I led you into trouble there, didn't I?
Not your fault. Don't worry.
No han cortado, qué pena.
Did you talk to Zoe after your fight?
I suffered through a few hours of glaring silence. Then she seemed to move on. Sort of. How do people do this? How do I know if the next thing I say won't blow up in my face? What if an
Ese pelo se
apology
mueve
is not
demasiado.
enough next time?
Tiene pelazo, ¿eh?
You give her a stuffed animal?
You're the worst. You know that?
What makes you think I know anything about any of this? You're on your own.
Abandoning me again, huh? Well, if she kills me next time, it's on you.
Qué gratuito, chaval.
You feeling okay?
I was just thinking about Beta and all that time spent with the Zeniths. To think someone would make a person just to lock them in a room to use when needed, like some sort of tool. Elizabeth Sobek sacrificed herself for the world, and yet they have no trouble treating Beta like a slave.
Another reason we have
Bueno,
to stop
querían
them.
engañar a Elizabeth al final.
How's everyone dealing with Beta?
I tried explaining what a clone is to Aaron. He was totally lost. Then
Igual está
Zoe said
bugueado de
something
haberlo dado
about two
antes,
trees
¿sabes?
coming from one seed. That seemed to help a bit.
Anything happen I should know about?
Zoe and Aaron tried to beat each other up.
What?
Aaron made some jokes about the Utaru, called them twigs or something like that. So she challenged him to a sparring match. Turns out that Utaru speed is a pretty good match for Oseram brawn. Things ended in a stalemate. Now they spar once in a while to see if they can break it.
Well, let me know how it goes. Anything new with you?
Aaron tried to convince me to help him build a... what did he call it?
Pues entonces
A
solo se ven
drum set?
cinemáticas.
But I'm pretty sure Zoe would kill him if it got any noisier around here.
Those two are having a hard time getting along, huh?
They're both stubborn,
Sí.
but they mean
Pero
well.
así, o sea,
I'm sure
Aloy
they'll
no deja de
warm up
mover
to
la
each
cabeza,
other
la verdad.
eventually.
Better get this to Gaia.
You did it, Aloy.
Let's hold off on the ale till it's over and done with.
I'll let Aaron know.
A ver, tendría que hablar con ella también, pero es que me va a dar una misión secundaria, tío. A ver, niña.
Aloy, you've returned. And you come bearing gifts. Does this mean we'll soon be able to uproot the Zeniths from our lands?
That's what I'm hoping.
Good. There is something I'd like to discuss. It's about the land gods. If you have time, that is.
Vale, esta es la misión, no tengo tiempo.
The Zeniths did a number on Beta. But she seems to trust Varl.
I still can't believe she told him the Zeniths are
Es pobre nada.
immortals. Old
Secundarias
ones who
fuera.
cut themselves off from the cycle of life and decay. I've never heard of anything so selfish. To deny our dying bodies to the earth. To doom the life that would bloom in their place.
¡Ali,
It's
silence!
despicable.
Ojo.
What else have you been up to?
I've been studying Gaia's seedlings,
Pero
the
silence, ¿qué cosas más
subfunctions.
bonitas me dices,
I
por
wanted
favor?
to understand why
Muchísimas gracias por esos
one of
10
them would
pitazos.
do what
¿Qué
they
tal
did to
estás?
Fa. Imagine my
Pues hermoso.
surprise when I looked into this Hephaestus and found out it helped create all machines, our land gods included. In a way, the Utaru owe Hephaestus our whole way of life, as well as our current troubles.
That's why we have to make Gaia whole again.
Cobráis, ¿eh? Los dos. Sí, sí, cobráis los dos. ¡Ori!
Found anything else combing through that data?
Varl and I have been looking into the animals of the old world. Apparently there used to be thousands more species roaming around
Deja
than
de
there are
abrirle
today.
agujeros en la cabeza, mira.
Can you imagine that?
No.
I'd give anything to see them, even as holograms.
Yo quiero cobrar, pero
Though I know
dinero.
that without Artemis or Apollo, that may prove difficult. At least I can find comfort in knowing Gaia used many of them as inspiration for her machines. Her memory honors them.
What are you going to learn next?
I'm not sure. I asked Gaia for suggestions, and she brought up data you found on something called a museum? From what I gather, the old ones would store knowledge in them for all to see and learn from, like you've done here for us. Maybe one day more people will be able to use this place to learn the way we have.
That sounds crowded,
Agobiante,
but
pero bonito.
nice.
Ay, estoy incómoda hoy. La
It
silla.
looked like you were working on something over there.
With Gaia now growing in strength, I've been trying to find a way to heal the land gods, even if some people think I should give up on them.
Already said I was sorry.
Your friend thought it'd be a good idea to replace the land gods with new machines when Gaia recovers.
It wasn't.
The land gods have taken care of our people for generations. They are not some broken toy to be thrown away. Even if they are just machines doing their job, to abandon them in their time of suffering seems cruel.
I'm sure Varl understands that too.
He does now. I had to get pretty mad at him at first, though.
Cuesta llevarse un buen
You know I
rato a
can
polvo.
hear you guys, right?
Madre mía, la pava esta. En fin.
Learn anything interesting lately?
There's been much to read up on now that Ether has been reunited with Gaia. It's hard to imagine that machines like Stormbirds once helped heal the skies. I used to be terrified of them as a child. Thunder still brings chills to my skin. But everything Gaia creates has a purpose, no?
Yeah. And if we can get Hephaestus back, she can get those Stormbirds in line.
Bueno, en principio pondrá en orden a todas las
Varl
máquinas.
looks pretty focused.
He's been obsessing over the data revealed to us by Poseidon. Just the other day we read about mountains hiding deep underwater
Sí.
that spew fire.
Volcanes.
If I understand correctly, Gaia said the flames they release come from the very
Sí,
center
el
of
núcleo
the
de la
earth. Like a heart, beating with the life of the
Yep.
world. As always, the cycle can be found in even the most unlikely of places. Of course, Varl's mostly interested in watching explosions
Te
happen
cuesta
underwater.
entender eso, pero no te cuesta entender que alguien piense que con reemplazar a tu máquina es suficiente. ¿En serio?
You said you met Beta?
Varl mentioned she was hurt. I thought I'd offer her an extract to soothe the pain.
That was kind of you.
I just hope she doesn't plan on staying burrowed down there like that. She looks like she's barely seen the light of day as it is.
Are you guys training with Erend as well?
If you count trying to stick a spear in his gut as training, then yes.
I've been told. Please tell me you weren't being serious, though.
Of course not.
Good.
I was going for a couple of broken bones. He called the Utaru leaf grazers. Laughed at the idea of us simple farmers being formidable fighters. Before I knew it, he and I were battling it out in the common room. The man is slow, but he can throw a hammer around. Don't look so worried. We're evenly matched. For now. Next time he's going down like a load of boar dump.
Just try not to kill each other.
Injuring his pride should be good enough.
Is there anything I can help with around here?
Hmm? Oh, no. We're doing fine.
Are you okay?
You and Varl have been friends for
Otra
a
que me va a
while.
restregar la relación por
I
la
like to
cara.
think so.
I was wondering, what do you know about his mother?
Oh.
That bad, huh?
Why do you want to know?
He's spoken of his sister, Vala, but I noticed he avoids talking about his mother.
She's the war chief of the Nora. Best warrior the tribe's ever known. Tougher than a Thunderjaw, but she could be pretty harsh at times.
I see. That must have been hard on him. Thank you for telling me. I feel silly not being able to ask Varl directly.
I wouldn't worry about it. He's probably afraid Sona will scare you off someday.
I'd like to see her try.
You ever play that board game Aaron set up?
Strike? I'm the one who gave it to him. I was hoping it'd distract him enough to spare us that ruckus he calls death metal. No such luck.
Ay, vale.
I should get
Ok,
going.
If you need me,
vale, vamos a
you know
hablar
where to
con
find me.
Beta. Quien todavía no hemos hablado, por cierto.
Aloy, there are more supplies in the chest. Help yourself.
Hello. Hey, just wanted to see how you're doing. I'm fine. Because the last time we spoke about Tilda, you got pretty upset, so I... Forget it. Was there anything else?
Una ciudad. No me fío nada de ella. Nada. Vale, eso parece ser que ya lo hemos hablado, ¿no? Y esto lo hemos tenido que hablar la otra vez. De Tilda ya hemos hablado. Vale.
So, have you been going through more of the recordings for my focus? What about studying Hephaestus? Have you been doing that? A little. It's quite different from the subordinate function that escaped Gaia Prime 20 years ago. How so? It's mutating. Changing its own code. At this rate, we'll never capture it. We'll find a way. If you say so.
Deja de ser tan asquerosamente negativa.
So have you been upstairs at all? Not really. Varl sometimes comes down here to talk. He keeps asking if I'm okay. I thought he only wanted to know about my productivity, but... It's almost like he actually wants to talk to me. Yeah, I think he does. Have you talked with anyone else in the base? I speak with Gaia. She asked me how I'm feeling and my opinion on various topics. I didn't expect that from an AI. That's all thanks to Elizabeth. She believed Gaia had to care, not just follow her programming orders. I know. Independent emotional processing enabled the previous version of Gaia to create you, after all. Yeah. I guess so.
Puñaladita.
So, aside from Varl and Gaia, who else have you been talking to? Zoe told me how you met after your escape from the Hades Proving Lab. I had no idea you were severely injured. If the Zeniths had killed you, life on Earth would be doomed. My escape would have been for nothing.
Pero tú qué eres,
But they
gilipollas.
didn't kill me. And thanks to Varl and Zoe, I was able to recover.
Me cae muy mal, ¿eh?
You said you and Varl talk sometimes. What about? He told me about your tribe, the Nora, and the proving ritual you did. I told him if I was born into the tribe, I'd never be able to do the proving. It does require a lot of physical training, but there are plenty of other roles besides being a hunter. I don't think I'd be suited for any of them. Well, I guess it's a good thing you're not a Nora then.
Pues ala, ahí te
That's
quedas.
enough for now. Good.
Si no quieres hablar, no quieres hablar. Vamos a hablar con Gaia.